Welcome back to Grim Advice with Gretta Myers. You've entered the grimoire with 2 M's. We will not be turning any pages together today because the story is very short. So, my gremlins, without further ado, the Hare's bride. Hare is in rabbit. Just to clarify. There was once a woman and her daughter who lived in a pretty garden with cabbages, and a little hare came into it, and during the winter time ate all the cabbages. Then says the mother to the daughter, "Go into the garden and chase the hare away." The girl says to the little hare, "Shh, hare, you are still eating up all our cabbages." Says the hare, "Come, maiden, and seat yourself on my little hare's tail, and come with me into my little hare's hut." The girl will not do it. Next day, the hare comes again and eats the cabbages. Then says the mother to the daughter, "Go into the garden and drive the hare away." And the girl says to the hare, "Shh, little hare, you are still eating all the cabbages." The little hare says, "Maiden, seat yourself on my little hare's tail and come with me into my little hare's hut." The maiden refuses. The third day, the hare comes again and eats the cabbages. At this, the mother says to the daughter, "Go into the garden and chase the hare away." Says the maiden, "Shh, little hare, you are still eating all our cabbages." Says the little hare, "Come, maiden, seat yourself on my little hare's tail and come with me into my little hare's hut." The girl seats herself on the little hare's tail, and then the hare takes her far away to his little hut and says, "Now cook green cabbage and millet seed, and I will invite the wedding guests." Then all the wedding guests assemble. Who were the wedding guests? That I can tell you, as another told it to me. They were all hares, and the crow was there as parson to marry the bride and bridegroom, and the fox as clerk, and the altar was under the rainbow. The girl, however, was sad, for she was all alone. The little hare comes and says, open the doors, the wedding guests are merry." The bride says nothing, but weeps. The little hare goes away. The little hare comes back and says, take off the lid. The wedding guests are hungry." The bride again says nothing and weeps. The little hare goes away. The little hare comes back and says, take off the lid. The wedding guests are waiting." Then the bride says nothing, and the hare goes away, but she dresses a straw doll in her clothes, and gives her a spoon to stir with, and sets her by the pan with the millet seed, and goes back to her mother. The little hare comes once more and says, take off the lid, and gets up and strikes the doll on the head so that her cap falls off. Then the little hare sees that it is not his bride, and goes away, and is sorrowful. My cabbages! That's what was in my head while reading. Also in my head, I want to smack this hare. I did not like him. At all. At all. I didn't like him. And yeah, I think... Alright, here's my point. Here's what I got out of it. Just because somebody keeps asking does not mean that you need to say yes. They can ask until the end of time. Just keep saying no. I know it's hard, and it sucks, especially in a world where we're told if you tell somebody no, you're the worst. Not true. But, honestly, it makes it worse if you say yes, if you cave. As we see here. He didn't tell her. He wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna marry you if you come with me. He didn't tell her that. He just kept asking, come away with me. Come away with me. And she's like, fine, what's the worst that can happen? Marriage! Or worse. So, if you really don't want to do something and don't feel comfortable or safe doing it, don't do it. Don't say yes. And that's okay. It's okay to say no. It really is, honestly. It's hard, and it can suck, but the right kind of no is better than the wrong kind of yes. Someone told me that quote the other day, and I'm like, that's beautiful. And I'm like, here, perfect circumstance to use it. Yeah, that's really all I've got to say. Other than rabbit stew. I'm kidding. Yeah, I didn't like him. I really didn't. But that's okay. That's valid. You're allowed not to like people. I mean, don't go slandering them and smashing and being rude and smashing their windows or whatever. Don't, like, be rude. Don't be them to get back at them. But really, honestly, if someone has given you every reason not to like them, you don't have to like them. You don't have to be nice and being like, well, they're okay, I get. No, you cannot like people. It's okay. Just be nice about not liking them, but you can be firm and be like, no, I'm not gonna do this thing with you. I don't like you. I don't know what to say else, because, yeah, that's about it. Alright. Thank you for joining us for another happily ever after, or not so happily ever after. Either way, it's up for you to decide, and what you decide is valid, because you're valid. You are. All my little gremlins, you're valid. Either way, this is the end for this episode, so tune in later, and we can learn more, and actually maybe turn a page next time together.